Hello, dear Joko and Fox News. I appreciate your blind sacrifice for your country, your sweat, and all that. But you are being and having been lied. You've been lied to. When you guys use words like allies and enemies, those are people in collusion originally and still. Delusions wrought with psychology, psychiatry, and forensics locations. And when they speak about, a doctor, I want to come to this country, be a doctor. Doctor's a good thing, but we have a bunch of sick fake doctors involved with a whole bunch of uncharged but recorded juxtaposed natures of organized crime. Them needing to hide same lies and lie progressions with their patients and criminals. Our service people are little fakes, the ones from Wethersfield. They tell lies to their... In other words, people involved with former director of the F.B.I, Robert Luskin. There are doctors and there are people with Marines and the Navy and the Coast Guard involved with all lies. They stack into databases because they painted themselves in the corners when I was growing up. Literally, when you walk around the corner, someone makes a confession to you, and you don't even know. They know that they're not going to be in your class. You're not going to be able to respond. They walk away. Then then all of a sudden they're standing there, someone looking at you. Like there's a Joshua Stryker involved at Trinity College, and with people on off Central Connecticut State University, and locations next to Trinity College. And Eric Oliveri, I never had a conversation with his brother Craig Oliveri, but they're also involved with this, with like Matt Olson, Eric Olson. I never had any conversation. Close I ever came to a conversation with them was on Facebook. There are proofs that they try to pretend exceptions by taking a picture of me, but they have no verbal. But these are also people at their branch have been fabricating audio and video leading up to the World Trade Center since I was a kid. The ones that were involved close to the range of the World Trade Center and leading up to it, they're also little fakes that lie to their girlfriends, stuff like that, the ones that you're never going to see around them. Little Justice Department cliques and the private tied to them. You guys are sick as hell. You guys are fake as hell. You guys don't see that. You have delusions. The psychology, the theory of your psychology. You guys went with badges. You guys have roles with forensics locations, with courts and prisons, and the people that run them and their family members kept needing to hide the same sequence as finally active progressive lies, identity thefts and frauds roles, and with their family members. You guys are worthless when it comes to evidence reception. You guys are evidence reception racketeering natures. Some identity theft frauds, fakes. Follow mandated law for the news. Fox News, CNN, their sources are involved with this, including Fox Connecticut News and the locations next to it, involved with different police forms in those buildings. Even the church there's a St. Anthony's Church. I told the Pope would give him time. I'm giving the Pope a little time. Make sure they don't block my posts and hide and plot. They got little child campuses in my town involved with this. My town's police chief won years ago, involved with some houses on a house on my street, one near them, behind them. Involved people answer the phones for the Wethersfield police through time, involved with identity thefts and frauds in them, falsified police reports, switching names, forging names. You guys have been drugging innocent people, trying to drugging innocent people. And in other words, and drugging innocent people and drugging people and spreading lies about them with your sick fakes. Then they stand up in the news and put little lies, sequence shifts. They bring their little kids and their women into it. Christine Tardet, get on paper with if that's Christine Bedard, that's a little girl, a little still, like, they have little girls pretending they're women because they don't know how to pretend they're women because they have little men fakes with them, like this Jonathan Mayano and his family involved with sequence shifts, predicate acts, identity thefts and frauds, and lying to her, and her roles with my cooking class with this John Mayano. That was set up. That wasn't her fault completely. Now, but these are also people involved with all kinds of medicine racketeering with those courts clicks. Those are people that lied to their girlfriends again, growing up, that attach me to fake locations with them, fake ties to them, fake natures of ties to them. They know where people are going to walk. These had fake conversations with me about about legal cases, and with the newspaper putting fake outcomes in legal cases through time, leading up to the World Trade Center and since. They have Hartford Court. They have the family members and the persons of deans, little fakes that go around. That's one of the patterns tied to the people that run the colleges and the courts and the police forms. They all lie to the people around them. They're like posers. They're like running on how they have to tell the lies, the right to tell the lies, and talk a lot. They have fake personalities. Even their acting coaches and their homes and the spots next to them, and all along the street and all along that route from here, Wethersfield to Central Connecticut State University in New Britain, and on and off Central Connecticut State University and Paul Manafort Drive and the other sides of their college, involved with CCSUs, with CNN sources, Fox News, your sources, MSNBC, your sources, uses of you guys making opinions. Every time you guys keep switching the shows, but excuse me, it's the same quality of fact treatment nature that can't defend itself and us at the same time. It's criminal insidiousness natures. Like, you guys are like mass wrongdoers, mass predicate act delivery system method roles, natures. So you're putting your business into this now, leaving out a whole bunch of things, leaving out your roles. A lot of people died because you guys. Because you want to keep you can't follow mandated law. So then you got to call people names, pretend you didn't understand them. That's what they say. You mentioned, in other words, WFSBI attached me to fake words with the other media, fake emails. And then what they did, and they replaced the phone conversations with that to do it. And they all switching names. We got to see what he looks like. You got to be a big creep. You wait till you see the emails with this Detective Poison or whatever, working with CCSU and Wethersfield Police Department entered the cities as one of them. There's a bunch of people with the name DeMoro. And there's John DeMoro in Wethersfield and Joe DeMoro from Wethersfield with the Wethersfield Police. They also have cousins and stuff with the same name, Tony DeMoro, involved with them with the shopping centers, like on and off Town Line Drive Shopping Center, and the shopping center in Rocky Hill, like where Kohl's is, and where On the Border is, with a Rob Rodriguez also involved with the foreign and domestic medical families, nurses, with drugs and medicines crimes, criminal uses of untimely death spots, identity thefts and frauds. You sick fake punks, Rob Rodriguez. I don't know you. Why you gotta be a punk with the Wethersfield Police and the people that answer the phone for the Wethersfield Police? Why don't you get them on one name and pay on the sequence? Get onto paper. What's the name of the girlfriend you said died with the drugs with them? Make sure I get a response and stop talking about Sharia law or the Bible. You guys are out of your minds. The first part of the Old Testament, is the part that's about, it's the only part that's about science. You guys blocked that out so you can keep a whole bunch of people making opinions, and it's the same exact opinion I heard. All delusions raw, leaving out what is simultaneous, leaving out how our founders had to leave slavery sickly distinctly in the North and in the South. They wanted us to demonstrate that. You think people stood for New York City? You think you think that's not going to cause negative value nature progressions, acts, and natures? You think the real cause of those negative value nature progressions, acts, and natures weren't blamed on other things, others, and or on selves? They were. That's the outcome. They keep the locations, areas, and states with a bunch of fakes that have to lie about what came before people will come to the spot they're at. For example, if there's some sick people are going to hurt a girl because she's trying to get away, because she doesn't believe about their takes on Islam. Sharia law is about the Quran. You guys are changing the Quran by playing trick games with but I have this expert, he'll tell you about it. Go by the first part of the Quran. You can't value the order you can't handle the value of sequence true before the order of the finite now. Now, so you guys have, leading up to the World Trade Center attack in it all these conversations about the Keene family. I never had anything to do with the Keene family. All exceptions in exception nature were used to pretend other. And with a whole bunch of people with the Wethersfield police, with this Joe DeMoro, repeated the name Keene. And the other boyfriends of his shared girlfriend, Heather Hansen, who's on the road on Church Street in Old Wethersfield with him and others with Connecticut News too, on that corner of Wethersfield in the corner of Church Street and Main Street. So there are a bunch of people with that in Wethersfield that are involved with predicate acts on and off the Central Connecticut State University, and the child campus is tied to it, and Trinity College. They're also attaching me to fake natures of ties to my neighbor Ray Colol, with one of the women who was, when she was a girl, she was one of the ones that were abused by the people associated with this Joshua Stryker and them. On and off the state judicial branch offices is also a whole bunch of people that plot and fake things, and identity thefts and fraud fakes. Make sure they get on paper already. Make sure they fix the fake news articles and these wire crime games they have. They say they don't understand because they want you to talk more so they can make a description, say, oh, it didn't make sense. That's what they did with their falsified police reports with no writing. That's involved also with this, with you guys playing games with religion. See how religion is a part of the surface values of the Constitution? See how free speech is? You guys are blocking my free speech. You guys are getting people killed because you gave up thinking. So don't think. Don't think. Don't think for me. You fake. Fix the fake news.